And we're back at it for another week. It is Monday, the 13th day of August, 2018. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, back on the air on this, the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before the weekend. Dan Kuntz, your host, Steve Hare, our news director. To my immediate left, Kat is in control because somebody has to be. And hello to Steve. Happy Monday.
You too, buddy.
You ready to go get him? Another exciting week?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's have a
After
quiet
this weekend.
week.
I'd sure like to have a quiet weekend.
Yeah.
Those are just few and far between, especially during the fire season.
Yeah, the word that the InstaWeb used for the Cougar Creek fire was extreme behavior Friday night into Saturday morning. I don't like it when they talk about that in wildfires.
Oh, no. Yeah,
So,
jumped containment,
yeah.
jumped the river.
Yeah.
So,
The Antioch River?
yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. It's
So-
now on the east side of the river there in the Potato Creek drainage area.
I
All the way
guess-
up to Decker Canyon,
Yeah.
just north of Ardmore there. But I'll tell you what, those firefighters, what a stellar effort over the weekend. Saved a lot of homes there in the Ardmore area when that fire jumped the containment lines, and even more volatile situation over in Grant Douglas County in the Cooley Dam area where they had that huge brush fire Saturday that was wind driven, and we'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes as well.
So that's a little tease of what you can expect from the news department.
Wow.
I'll be handling sports. Good weekend for the Mariners. They swept the Astros in Houston.
Yeah.
Yesterday wasn't easy, but they did it. They pulled it off. So they're within 4 games of Houston now for the division lead and just a game and a half behind Oakland. So.
Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
What a closer that kid is.
Yeah.
He's the second coming of Mariano Rivera.
I'd hope so. If you're a Mariner fan, that's about the highest compliment you can get. And then they're off today, which is good because everybody could use the rest. This shaking up the lineup that Scott Service did last week really helped. Moving Hanniger to lead off and moving, King Felix is now out of the bullpen, although he hasn't really pitched much. He warms up a lot, but this doesn't make it into the games anymore. I think it was exactly the kick in the rear end that this team needed.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Hanniger's a good hitter, and I like D. Gordon at the back of the lineup there. That gives you that speed.
Yep.
With him and Heredia.
Yeah. So, hey, the Mariners, go get them, guys. We like that. And here's a little something that's going to blow you away. High school football practice begins Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hopefully the skies will clear a little bit, give them a little bit of air quality to practice in.
We still have an air quality alert. It is due to expire at 10 o'clock this morning here in just about 3 hours and 10 minutes or 50 minutes. It should be expiring. It should. They could certainly extend it. The air quality after the winds came kind of scoured out the skies. Saturday wasn't bad at all. And then Sunday,
beautiful day Saturday.
Yeah, and then we went right back to the haze and the smoke on Sunday, and we have it again today. Again, we have an air quality alert, but I just looked before we came on for our air monitor map that we've been showing. Everything is either green or orange, which is unhealthy for sensitive groups, but no hazardous or no unhealthy air that I was able to see this morning.
Yeah, it's a lot better, but of course with the clear skies come the winds and the volatile conditions on the fire lines. So.
But no winds at all this week. In fact, another high pressure ridge, which began to build up yesterday, is going to continue to build up in strength. We're going to go right back to the mid to upper 90s by the middle of the week with no wind at all in the forecast. So, which is the worst thing, is the wind.
Well, yeah, we also had some lightning strikes in the Okanagan. In fact, 20 new fires.
Oh, geez.
So we'll have that in our news to cope with coming up in a few minutes.
Needless to say, we have a lot of news to get to, plus sports, as we mentioned, plus the obscure holiday, plus birthdays. Today in history, everyone is entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion. And my guest is Thom Nees, the executive director of Serve Wenatchee Valley, because our annual Close for the Classroom event is this Saturday at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church.
By the way, we've got the Guada Innovator Awards, the final nominees, and we'll have that list for you coming up in the news.
Did we make it?
Unfortunately, we just missed the cut.
What?
Missed the cut. Next year.
Talk to Jenny about that. Let's take you around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras, see what we're looking at today. And as you can see, we're looking at haze and smoke. Haze and smoke. But it's a lot cooler, 59 degrees. It's been a long time since we saw 59 degrees.
That's our West Covina cam, isn't it?
Oh, that's pretty glucky stuff. But again, the air quality is just is unhealthy for sensitive groups. Hopefully at 10 o'clock when this air quality alert expires, it will expire. I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that. But pretty much all week long as we have the combination of high pressure ridge, which is building up, and no wind, we're going to have haze and smoke pretty much all week long. That's just the way it is, folks. There's the Wenatchee Valley on this Monday morning. Camera number 2. Kat says, let's see what's happening
Upper Valley.
in the Upper Valley area. Is that Steins? Okay.
The monitor cam.
Monitor cam, looking at the peaches and the pears and the apples and the smoke. Unfortunately, with the Wenatchee River on your left.
Ooh,
there.
I was out at the Stemilt fruit store
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah.
over the weekend. Picked up some great peaches. Oh, wonderful peaches, and some new of those that new Rave apple variety.
I was amazed when they did their little report last week, not Stemilt, but the apple people that we reported on, that the Red Delicious is now the second most popular apple after decades of dominating the apple market. It's now number 2. Thought that was interesting. Number 3, where we're going to visit, Kat. We're going to see what's going on up in Leavenworth, the Bavarian village.
They're blowing smoke up there.
Yeah. Nobody is escaping the smoke today. Nobody is escaping the smoke this week. And there's beautiful Leavenworth. I understand they have a big Christmas tree lighting festival coming up soon.
Yeah, I think they have a autumn leaf first, though.
Yeah, I lose track of it. So 52 weekends, 59 festivals.
In fact, we have the Salmon Festival coming up real soon.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's in mid-September.
In fact, Corky Broadus contacted me, one of the organizers there at the fish hatchery. He wants to come on the air with us. So,
Oh, okay.
just a little reminder to you.
As long as Corey brings the check, we're fine with that. And finally, camera number 4. Steve's IFP came out of his ear. So that's the Columbia River, I'm assuming.
You've never had that happen. You know,
Is that, oh, that's Lake Chelan.
Yeah, that's the Bear Mountain.
That's the Bear Mountain camera, yeah.
Wow.
That's looking up lake. Yeah, boy, that is really bad, isn't it? But again, relative humidity is at 75%. It hasn't been that high in a very long time. And outside of our studios, it's only 59 degrees, and that is chilly, considering it was, 72 at this time on Friday?
Good firefighting weather.
Yeah, good firefighting weather. Again, it's cold. It's not cold. It's cooler, and the relative humidity is at 75%. So down comes the smoke right
And
down
the
to the valley
inversion,
floor.
that's right.
And as the day warms up and the sun keeps climbing and the relative humidity begins to drop, it'll go up as high as it can. But again, high pressure is going to be large and in charge. It's going to be dominating our weather for the entire week. Let's take a look at your weather forecast. We don't have a graphic for smoke. If we did, we'd put it up there, but we don't. Hazy and smoky, most of it in the morning. Again, smoke most of the day. The haze will burn off a little bit. High of 88, which, by the way, is just about normal. And in case you're curious, Sunday's high was 81 degrees. Normal high 88, so we're going to be right about normal. No wind at all week long. I'm going to tell you that right now. Haze and smoke tonight, 64 for the overnight low. Then we go to 94, and then I think we can call it hot on Wednesday and Thursday. Then a little cool down on Friday, but no real dramatic cool down, Steve. The high pressure ridge is not going to get knocked out of alignment by a cold front. It's just going to kind of break down.
The dog days of summer.
The dog days of summer. So there you go, hazy and smoky all week long, typical mid-August weather. And unfortunately, the haze and the smoke has become more typical than an anomaly lately. We're kind of, for the last 6-7 years, just about this time, we seem to have a period of this stuff.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to get some air resources up today.
Yeah, that would be nice.
The windy conditions prevented that from happening over the weekend.
Yeah, my guess with weather like this, with the smoke and the haze, that they can't get the helicopters and the planes up there to actually map the fire because they can't see it. I'm just spitballing, but I'm assuming that would be the case there. It's 8.5 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break, so a good time to go grab your cup of coffee and a piece of toast and come right back in 1 minute. Steve Hare has a bunch of news, including the latest on the Cougar Creek fire. The news is 1 minute away, and it's brought to you by Cascade Medical. Train with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Get your homegrown summer fun at the 2018 Grant County Fair. It's happening August 14th to 18th at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake. The NCW Quilt and Fiber Art Festival is this Friday and Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. View over 300 quilts, doll and beading displays, artisan market, live demonstrations, and more. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And let's don't delay. Let's get right into the news here on this Monday, August 13th. Here's what's happening. Well, the winds have died down, but the firefight continues in the upper Entiat Valley on the Cougar Creek fire. That fire escaped containment lines during Saturday's windstorm, crossing over the Entiat River and threatening homes in the Potato Creek and Ardenvore areas. This is a video right now that was shot by a local resident along the Entiat Valley Road. This was taken Sunday morning where the level 3 evacuations were ordered. And again, that's how it looks right now up in the Entiat Valley, taken right off the roadway there after the fire broke the containment lines, crossed over the river. As you can see, the firefighters were in full structure protection mode there, helping those folks protect their homes out there. Firefighting strike teams again jumping from one spot fire to another. No homes damaged, luckily, but the threat continues as that fire exploded in size to over 26,000 acres. Here you can see the latest map showing us where that fire jumped over the river and is moving towards the east. The fire now is 5% contained. Due to the movement of the fire to the east, Chelan County Emergency Management has issued level 1 evacuation advisories now for residents on Oklahoma Gulch Road, the Navarre Coulee Road, from Highway 97A to the South Lakeshore Road. They're all under level 1 now. Johnson Creek Road and First Creek Road also added to those level 1 evacuation advisories. Also, Saturday's blustery winds pushed a large brush fire toward homes in the Coulee Dam area. State fire assistance was mobilized in support of local firefighters working to contain the Grass Valley fire. That blaze burned over 75,000 acres of mostly brush, grass, and some wheat land. The fire triggered level 3 evacuations in the Coulee Dam area. Those have since been lowered. Grand Coulee, north of the canal, is now under a level 2. Coulee Dam is now level 2. Grand Coulee, south of the canal, is now level 1. Electric City is also at a level 1. No structures lost there. One firefighter was injured with he was battling the blaze in the Mansfield area during the early stages of that firefight. He was transported to Harborview Hospital in Seattle and their burn unit where he's being treated. His condition is not known at this time. Also, lightning sparked a new series of wildfires in Okanogan County over the weekend. Of the 20 new fires identified, there are currently 9 that remain active. Several have burned together or merged. 6 are currently in patrol status. All of those are less than a half acre in size. The largest, the McLeod fire, largest of the new fires, estimated to be about 1,500 acres. It's currently burning about 8 air miles north-northeast of the community of Mazama. Now, the Type 1 team currently managing the Crescent Mountain fire will assume command of that fire, as well as the 6-acre Doe fire. Weather and fire behavior, as far as that's concerned, cooler and more moist air may help limit the extreme fire behavior and growth. Smoke is expected to be widespread, though, with northwest winds around 6 miles an hour. Also this morning, a Kent man was killed Sunday morning when he crashed his pickup truck on US 97 Blewett Pass Highway. It happened yesterday morning. State troopers say 22-year-old Jesus Aguilar Castro lost control of his vehicle and struck an embankment near milepost 167. It's about 18 miles south of Dryden. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause remains under investigation. Elsewhere, an iconic Stevens Pass eatery is making a much anticipated comeback after a fire destroyed the popular 59er diner along Highway 2 at Coles Corner 2 years ago. Owner Joe Canada vowed to rebuild the diner, and the project has now been completed. Canada said the new 59er diner was constructed in Atlanta, Georgia. The modular construction. It was built by the Frey Moss Company. It's currently in transit now. The new diner will arrive via 5 tractor trailer rigs now traveling cross country.
Passed through Arkansas yesterday, and it's headed our way. It should arrive in Idaho on Monday. Somewhere between Wyoming and Idaho is where we think it is. And so we're going to be keeping an eye on that, because when it gets to Leavenworth, we have a couple of car clubs that are interested in escorting it up to its final spot. So we'll have a bit of a parade coming through Leavenworth, I think.
So a lot of excitement there. The 59er Diner food truck currently operating at Cole's Corner will continue to serve burgers and shakes during the assembly of the new diner. Cranes will start putting the diner sections in place starting on Thursday. Opening day is expected to be in the fall of 2018. So rising from the ashes, like the Phoenix, the 59er Diner coming back to Cole's Corner. A slowdown reported last month in the Wenatchee area real estate market. During the month of July, the Wenatchee area had a 28% decrease of single-family home sales when compared to last year during that month. Pacific Appraisal and Associates reports in their monthly industry staff shot that comparing year to date, there have been 5% more sales than last year. New listings have reached a total of 811. That's 6% above last year's count of 766. Meanwhile, the median sale price of a home in the Wenatchee market has climbed 13% to $325,000, while the average sale price is up 15% to nearly $355,000. Also, to close out this morning, the Greater Wenatchee Area Technology Alliance, affectionately called GWATA, announced yesterday the finalists for the 2018 Innovator Awards. The finalists for Entrepreneur of the Year: Beth Dews of Threads, David Kaler of Harvest Valley Pest Control, and Kevin and Kyle Cox from the business Co-Acture. The finalists for Innovative Tech Business of the Year: I Spy Fire, Acore Technology, and PetHub. Finalists were also announced for Problem Solving Innovator of the Year, Future Tech Leader of the Year, and STEM Educator of the Year. GWATA invites the community to attend the Innovator Awards Luncheon. It comes up on September 26th at the Wenatchee Convention Center to help recognize all 33 nominees and their finalists and to hear the announcement of the recipient of each award. It's always a very well-attended function there at the Convention Center, and I know that we'll be there with our cameras to cover it.
So we were nominated, but we're not a finalist, is that
Not
correct?
a finalist. We were nominated, but not a finalist.
In other news, GWATA TV has been canceled. I'm
No.
kidding. I'm kidding. I love JD too much. I would never do that. Of course, they have their own television program right here.
They do?
On this fine television station. So, got home from work on Friday, took a little nap, about an hour and a half nap, was making dinner, and then my phone blew up and my TV blew up about this Russell guy taking the airplane. And
Oh, goodness gracious. What a tragedy.
yeah, that's
What
just
a tragedy. Kind of, in fact, this morning I think there are probably a lot more questions than there are answers about what happened there at SeaTac, where the Horizon Airlines employee stole the aircraft, took off, and for 90 minutes was flying over the Puget Sound skies with doing somersaults and acrobatics with that Q400 aircraft, finally crashing at where at Ketron Island.
yeah, small little island, a population of about 20,
Yeah.
southwest of Tacoma.
But I guess they've ruled this a suicide situation.
Strange
but,
story.
Really is, and it's just lucky that that aircraft was empty.
I saw a bunch of the newscasts over the weekend, and they said this is a complicated airplane to fly. It's not,
No.
a video game isn't going to teach you unless you have the really nice setup. And a lot of these people do. I don't know if you've seen these or not, but you have the computer screen, and you have the yoke, and you have the throttle, and you have foot controls for the rudders. And if you do it enough, they said it's very realistic.
Oh, sure.
And if you have a powerful enough computer and you do it enough, you can kind of teach yourself how to do it.
And obviously he did.
Yeah, so
Yeah, which
strange,
is,
strange
concerning,
stuff.
but again, that investigation continues. But yeah, kind of leaves you speechless, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's have a nice quiet news week this week. What do you say? Let's make a lot of good
Lot of good
effort on the
news.
local fires and all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
And you can play a role, folks.
Yeah, if you
Always
want.
looking for new ideas for news stories.
Get a hold of us. We'd love to hear from you. There are any number of ways to do it. Try to make it as easy as possible. You can even drop us a note if you want. Our address is 221 South Chelan here in little old Wenatchee Town, USA, but that's the old way. The new way is technology, and Steve will walk you through that.
That's right. You can do it through social media on our Facebook and Twitter pages. You can write to us at our email, which is preferred. Address, news@ncwlife.com. You can also talk to us on our Facebook, or rather our webpage at ncwlife.com. And if you see news happening, hey, give us a call on our hotline, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL.
59 degrees, that's chilly. We haven't been that cool in a long time. High relative humidity, we're going to warm up to about 88, which is just about normal, but smoky and hazy, and then a gradual warming trend all week long with downright hot conditions returning by Wednesday and Thursday, but no wind in the forecast. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have sports, we have the obscure holiday, we have today in history, we have birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike Wenatchee's opinion, and then Thom Nees, Executive Director of WUWV Wenatchee Valley, will be back for yet another appearance. He's a regular on this program because the Close for the Classroom event is coming up this Saturday. We'll talk about that and a whole bunch more with Thom Nees. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
And welcome back, 22 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. The Wenatchee Valley Rams, what a great story this is. A year ago at this time, they were looking to shut her down and disband the organization. And now the Wenatchee Valley Rams are one step closer to a championship. Good for them. The Rams over the weekend hosted the Spokane Wolfpack at Lieboff Field of the Apple Bowl. It was the Western Washington Football Alliance League semifinals. And, well, the home team pretty much had their way. They could go up and down the field at will. Another shutout for the defense. This is a football team. The final, the Rams 52, Spokane zip. The undefeated Rams will host the Tri-City Rage in the WWFA Championship Saturday night, Lieboff Field at the Apple Bowl, kickoff at 6 o'clock. You don't want to miss that. Well, just about the time it looked like the Mariners were going to wilt in the August heat, they came right back and they swept the defending world champion Houston Astros over the weekend, all four series. Now, the finale yesterday at Minute Maid Park was a 4-3 10-inning decision. Now, Seattle is just now four games behind the division leader. That's the Astros, just a game and a half behind Oakland for that final wild card spot in the American League, but it was not easy. The Mariners squandered a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the eighth as the Astros plated 3 runs to take the lead. Then with 2 outs in the top of the ninth, Ryan Healy smacked a solo home run to left field that tied the game. Then in the top of the 10th, D. Gordon led off with a pinch hit base hit. Then as Gordon broke for second base, Mitch Haniger slashed a double down the left field line. That scored Gordon. That was the game-winning run, I might say. And then in came Edwin Diaz, came into the bottom of the 10th to earn his 46th save. He earned all 4 saves. Over the weekend, manager Scott Service said it was a rare opportunity on the road.
Really everybody from where we were at, we've been playing great here the last 3 days, and the opportunity to go in and sweep, the World Series champion. You get that opportunity very often, and our guys hung in there. I thought Erasmo, was really good. He had the bases loaded, got out of that in the 5th. The bullpen guys that we had available today, we tried to mix and match and put them in the right spots, and they grinded through it. They really did, and I got a welcome call from our closer. He said, if we got the lead, I'm in the game. So sometimes you got to do that, and that's kind of how Eddie's wired and how this team is wired. And big hits, it was big hits late in the game. Healy, nothing bigger than the 2-out homer in the 9th to tie it, and then Handy continues to roll. D. Gordon, smoke a ball up the middle. So a lot of guys contributed offensively, but everybody just kind of grinding through it, and we got it done.
For the Mariners, it's off to Oakland, where there's no there. They got 3 against the A's. Marco Gonzalez will take on Sean Manea. First pitch, 7:05. To the Les Schwab scoreboard, the results from the American League West on Sunday. Jed Lowry had a 2-run home run that highlighted a 4-run 4th inning. Oakland holds on to beat the Angels 8-7. The A's take 2 of 3 from L.A. in the weekend series. D.D. Gregorius hit a 2-run home run to back C.C. Sabathia's 6 innings of 1-hit scoreless ball. The Yankees beat Texas 7-2. The Yankees took 3 of 4 from the Rangers over the weekend. So there you see the standings. Houston's lead in the West shrunk to just 2.5 games over Oakland and just 4 over the Mariners. And that is sports at 25 minutes after the hour. It's time for the obscure holiday of the day today. Happy Left-Handers Day. There you go. Today is Left-Handers Day, created in 1992 by the Left-Handers Club. Not only do they want to celebrate left-handers, they want to remind right-handers, which is the vast majority of the population, that sometimes being a left-hander can be very it's hard to do things with your left hand when you're left-handed and you're using an instrument or a tool or an implement that's designed for right-handed people. About 10% of the world's population are left-handed. Famous left-handed people: Oprah Winfrey, Paul McCartney, Robert De Niro, President Obama and President Clinton, Prince Charles and his son Prince William, Jerry Seinfeld, all left-handers. So today, and Jane, our very own director of First Impressions, Jane, is also a lefty. So only 10% of the population is left-handed, but less than 1% of the population is actually ambidextrous. I can use both hands the same way. Happy to all you lefties out there. Happy Left-Handers Day today. I was left-handed for about 6 weeks. Back in October of 2014, I broke my arm and my shoulder, and I was in a sling and then a cast, so I had to do everything left-handed for about a month and a half. And if you just do it enough, you get pretty good at it. Now I'm back to righty. All right, 26 minutes after the hour. Let's do today in history. Today is the 108th anniversary of the most evenly matched baseball game ever played. Now, it's hard to find a graphic from August 13th, 1910, so let me explain exactly what happened. It was the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Brooklyn Superbaws. The Brooklyn Superbaws would later become the Brooklyn Dodgers. Both Pittsburgh and Brooklyn had 13 hits in this game. Both teams had 38 at-bats. Both teams had 5 strikeouts. Both teams had 3 walks. Both teams had a batter get hit. Both teams had a passed ball. Both teams had 13 assists. Both teams had 27 putouts. I'm not making this up. Both teams had 2 errors. Both teams used 2 pitchers. Final score, Pittsburgh 8, Brooklyn 8. They called the game because of darkness. They didn't have lights back then in 1910, and they simply ran out of light. The most evenly matched baseball game ever played took place on this date 108 years ago. August 13th, 1961, 57 years ago today. Well, all these people in East Berlin decided, I'm not digging this communism thing. I'm going to pop on over to West Berlin. Nothing to keep them from doing it. So they just started moving on over to West Berlin, and it became a flood of people leaving East Berlin to West Berlin, and the Soviets said, well, we can do one of 2 things. We can either just let them do it, and pretty much East Berlin will be a ghost town, or we can put up a wall and keep them from running away. They decided to put up a wall and keep them from running away. East Germany closed the border between their sector of Berlin and the western sector of Berlin, so nobody could escape to the west, and at midnight on that night, they began to build the Berlin Wall. The construction of the Berlin Wall began 57 years ago today. On August 13, 1971, John Lennon and his wife Yoko Ono hopped on a plane and flew from Heathrow Airport in London to LaGuardia Airport in New York City. John Lennon, an English subject, would never set foot in England again. He couldn't leave the United States. He was afraid if he left the United States, they would keep him from coming back into the United States. He had a big row with the INS and the Nixon administration, and he didn't want to take that chance, so he simply stayed in America. And even though he got his green card and eventually traveled quite extensively between 1975 and 1980, he never went back to England again. He left it August 13th, 1971. A sad story. 29 minutes after the hour. Let's do some birthdays, shall we? Alfred Hitchcock, the king of suspense. There he is. Born in this state in 1899. He was born in England, ended up becoming an American citizen, died in 1980 at the age of 80. I don't even know where to begin. Suspicion, Lifeboat, Rear Window, Rebecca, Rope, one of my all-time favorites, Dialed In for Murder, Vertigo, North by Northwest, To Catch a Thief, Psycho, The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock. All of his movies are good. Born in this state in 1899. To me, he is the greatest golfer of all time. It's not Jack Nicklaus. It's not Tiger Woods. It's Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan, born in this state in 1912, passed away at the age of 84 in 1997. He's one of only 5 golfers to complete the career Grand Slam. He won 4 U.S. Opens, 2 Masters, 2 PGA Championships, and the 1953 Open Championship at Carnoustie. The legendary Ben Hogan. You take Ben Hogan's swing and you give him today's equipment, he would dominate golf. Ben Hogan, born in the state in 1912. And happy birthday to Bone, Jay Buhner, there he is, Jay Buhner. July 21st, 1988 is a dark day for me because I'm a Yankee fan. Jay Buhner traded from the Yankees to the Mariners for Ken Phelps. Jay Buhner, of course, he's in the Seattle Mariner Hall of Fame, and he's now a legend in the Northwest. Happy 54th to Bone. 30 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. When we come back, everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And then he's back for yet another visit. Thom Nees, the executive director of Serve Wenatchee Valley. The annual close for the classroom event is this Saturday. We'll talk about that and all good things with Serve Wenatchee Valley. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hi everyone, Brent. Hey, don't mind, we're just making a commercial here, Randall. You're okay. Hi everyone, Brent here. You're gonna love this. When you see this, come down and see us behind Nissan. I can do it. I can do it. The all-new 2018 Nissan. That's done, I'm done. We can't do it. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee. Better performance, better.
For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
Is your inefficient home comfort system wasting money? This Lennox dealer can help.
Save money on your energy bills with an efficient Lennox system from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Get up to $1,500 in rebates or special financing.
Did you know that our pets can put on extra weight just like us? Obesity is the most common preventable disease in dogs and cats. Your pet's excess weight can lead to health issues like joint pain, arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure, and more. Dr. Shauna Baez and the staff at Paws and Claws Veterinarian Hospital care about your pets, and they can help you keep them lean and healthy. Call Paws and Claws today at 888-PAWS or find them on the corner of 4th and Isle in East Wenatchee.
Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee, fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I'm not rich by any means, but, I do know where I'm going to go to sleep tonight. It'll be in a warm, safe place. I have a pretty good job. My car starts right away, and I have more than enough clothes to wear, believe it or not. Now, all in all, my life is pretty comfortable. And I like it that once in a while, my wife and I can afford to go out to eat. And so when I do, I leave at least a 20% tip. I figure for some wait persons, this might be their first entry-level job. My waitress might be a single mom or a single dad, The waiter or waitress might be somebody working a second job just to make ends meet. So always, and especially when I say grace at a restaurant, particularly then, I try to be a good tipper. God forbid a waitress should think that Christians are only generous with their talk. Now, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The Lake Chelan Slam and Jam 3-on-3 basketball tournament is this Saturday through Sunday at Don Morse Park. This is a non-profit tournament benefiting the Chelan Youth AAU programs. Also Saturday and Sunday is the Lake Chelan Creative Arts Festival at Riverwalk Park, showcasing original art, a silent auction, activities for kids, and more. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Lake Chelan Mailboxes is a small place with a lot to offer. Job one is shipping and receiving from A to Z. They pack it, they label it, they ship it. But did you know we also offer notary service, online computer access, legal forms, copies, greeting cards, and of course, mailboxes. Chelan Mailboxes, everything you need in one small package.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat, poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
And welcome back to Serve Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Just about a week ago, Thom Nees, Executive Director of Serve Wenatchee Valley, sent me a little email, said, hey, Close for the Classroom is coming up on the 18th. Can I come on the show? And I, of course, said, no. And then I realized it was Thom, and he's got powerful friends that I don't. So, without further ado, the Executive Director of Serve Wenatchee Valley, Thom, with an H, Nees, is back. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to be back with you.
First things first, I don't know if you know this or not, but happy anniversary.
Yeah, I officially came out of my rookie season on the August 1st.
Yeah, so it was just about a year ago, because I went back to look. I was looking at some of the previously incredibly highly rated programs that you have been on, Thom, and I found the show that you did almost exactly a year ago to this day with your predecessor, Pastor Bob Shepard, during that transition phase. In fact, I believe it was Bob's last week, and your first week as no longer following Bob around. So it's been a year.
It's been a year.
Was it what you expected, the job? Are you done with the learning curve? You're in now?
Well, I don't use any ED words.
Okay.
It's not settled, it's settling. And so, but I am through my rookie season, so I can't say that I'm the new guy anymore. And I can't say that, I don't know, let's ask Bob. I can't go there anymore. Yeah.
How is Bob? What is Bob doing?
He's doing well.
Is he?
Yeah, he's up at Saddle Rock,
Okay.
Evangelical Presbyterian Church, and they've got several projects going on there, and
I know
so
he
we
was going to
connect
travel
often.
quite a bit. He mentioned that. Once he got
Yeah, he's done a little bit of traveling. He's got a trip to Spain, I think, on the horizon that he's looking forward to. And
Horizon doesn't fly to Spain. You have to take it overseas.
No, and he's decided he's not going to fly on his own.
That's probably a good idea, since he's not licensed.
Yeah.
So you've been there a year. Is it what you expected? Are you?
Yeah. Yes and no. It's been an incredible journey, and I think I think you talk about the executive director position in this role as as being something, but. As I've been here, I realize so much of the heart of Serve Wenatchee Valley is the community around it, are the volunteers that come in regularly and the support staff that's there, and the community that comes around. And so it's certainly not about me as the director as much as it is about a community that is seeing and responding to a need here.
Do you miss your old gigs at all? I mean, you had a very faithful group that followed you from church to church, actually, even
Yeah.
founded a church
Well,
for that matter.
yeah.
Do you miss your Sunday morning get-togethers?
You know, I do. I miss that. It feels a little funny because for 30 years I've had a role in some capacity at a local church, and so to be able to not have necessarily that regular place, but to be able to connect with other churches in the community has been really terrific. I've loved being able to go and worship and connect with folks in East Wenatchee and Wenatchee and the different church communities that are
I was
here.
going to say, what's it like to be on the other side of the pew?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm supposed to be up there.
Yeah, no, it's been a great journey. I did have someone ask me, what's it feel like to not be serving as a pastor anymore? And I really feel like who I am, I'm very much serving as a pastor in this community in a pastoral role because of how I've been crafted and how I understand my role in this community. It's still very much a pastoral role as I serve. So.
Do you still write the occasional sermon just for the heck of it?
Well, I still do supply.
Or do you write one and you say, this is really good? And hey, can you do this one? I wrote a good one.
I still do supply preaching. So
Okay.
when there's a church that has a vacancy on a Sunday, they'll reach out, and that's a great opportunity to be able to go and share. With them. So yeah.
So you're kind of a spiritual free agent.
Yeah, sort of.
You had a little turnover in staff in the last 12 years. I shouldn't say lost. She retired, and she deserved it. She did great work.
Absolutely.
Talking about
Kathy Oakes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Kathy stepped aside and finally retired spring, May, something like that.
Yeah, it was in the spring, May, June, in there. And so we did have got a gal that came in, Donna, and so now our staff is myself and Donna and Teresa. Teresa's been here a little over 2 years, and she's the senior employee at Serve Wenatchee Valley.
So she gets to tell you what to do.
Exactly.
Let's jump ahead to Saturday. Close for the Classroom is back again. How many years have you guys been doing this?
It's been since, I think, 2002. So this was very early in, this is like the 16th, I think. Close for the Classroom, or Back to School is what it was called previously, and then switched to Close for the Classroom. So there's been many years consistently that this has been an outreach to the community.
It's a great thing. It's once again this year is at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church, just off of Miller, just past Wenatchee High School. Big campus, lots of room. All new clothes. We cannot stress this enough. No kid wants to go to school with hand-me-downs and use clothes.
Well, it is all new clothes, and that's something that we committed to a number of years ago for various reasons. But all the kids will receive a new pair of jeans and a couple of new shirts and a new pair of tennis shoes and some socks, and we'll have the haircut station set up so they can get a fresh new look stepping into the year. And there is great activities. There's, a crafts center, and Child Evangelism Fellowship will be there with Story Barn and telling stories with balloons, and great event.
You mentioned kids. Let me ask you this right off the top. What is the age parameters for this Close for the Classrooms?
It is K through 8th grade.
Okay.
So kindergarten through 8th grade is the area that we serve. But that is what our focus is, but it's kind of a guideline a little bit. So, if a family does come in and they've got 3 kids that are in, that age range and one that may be a little bit over that, we do have some gift cards that we, will be able to have available and try to help with, with some additional stuff there.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got some footage that yours truly took last year. Some outstanding cinematography there. That's a pretty good idea what you're looking at. And you don't have to you don't have to be there dark and early, because you pattern this out so people can actually, they can show up later and still get what they need.
That's correct. We have it runs from 8 until noon. So we've got everything set up, and so it gives the opportunity for, that line to not have to be down the road. And as I think folks begin and continue to understand that, then the line is not quite so much at the front. They know that we've got plenty.
We have a lot of information with Thom Nees. Again, we're talking about Close for the Classroom. It's this Saturday at Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church. A lot more things to fill your head with. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson, where we've got huge news. We've started our Blueberry U-Pick. It's a great time to toss the family in the car and get on out to Blueberry Hills, where you can get the best down-home scratch country cooking around and pick some of the world's most delicious and largest blueberries that have been high desert farmed. This makes for an intense blueberry flavor, and they are so much fun to pick. Our fields are open 8 to 2:30 daily and restaurant from 8 to 3, so come on out and join us.
Do you have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCW Life channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
The NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station.
Vominos junk haulers are pleased to announce they've added moving services to their list of ways to make your life easier. Vominos Moving Service. No move is too big or small. In fact, Vominos does it all. Vominos employees are experienced at moving your home, office, business, and storage. They'll carefully load and unload your belongings. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vominos also rents trucks and cargo trailers. Call Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz alongside Thom Nees, Executive Director of Serve Wenatchee Valley. Again, we're talking about Close for the Classroom this Saturday. That's
easy for you to say.
K through 8, this is a very, very important. You can't just drop the kids off and say we'll pick you up in a couple of hours. It doesn't work that way.
That's correct.
Mom or dad or some guardian needs to be there,
yep.
right?
Mom or dad, a guardian needs to be there, and they need to have their ID with them. And they also, the kids, we do ask them to have their kids come. So both directions. Can't drop the kids off, but neither can you as a parent show up and say you have 6 kids.
That's understandable.
Yep.
So, and that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, by the way, for the record, has 5.
I do.
Yeah.
Graduated my last.
Did you really?
Yeah, at Wenatchee High School this last year. Yeah,
you must
my
have
daughter,
been proud.
Yeah, my daughter graduated this last year.
Wow, that's cool. I met your son at the home show.
Oh yeah, Josh.
The KPK Home and Garden Show. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was walking out to my car, Dan, and I turn around, he walks, I don't know who this guy is. He goes, I'm Josh Nees. He goes, oh yeah, okay. He's not, you done good.
He takes after his mother. Yeah. Yeah, nice, all my nice kids.
We showed the video earlier. We might throw that up again. Is there a process to go through this, or can you skip right to the jeans line, right to the shoes line? How does that work?
We have the folks will come into the registration table, and then we will have numbers that go, because one of the things that takes the longest is the shoes. And so trying on shoes. So we will post up numbers, and each family has a number, and we'll say kind of serving, numbers 1 through 25. And so that'll give you the opportunity. And if your number isn't up on the shoes, then you can migrate over to the shirts and then loop back around to the shoes as your number comes up there.
Have you kept track of how many of these you've given away? I mean, you saw all the clothes, and we'll talk about where the clothes and the shoes come from just a little bit. How many people did you serve last year? Any idea?
Last year we were over 900. And so part of that 900, we also partner with a back-to-school event that is up in Eniat. And so we, with the partnership with them, we served, I think it was 935 kids last year. And so we always have a target of 1,000. That's what we target. That's the number of sets of clothes that we get. And so we anticipate somewhere between 800 and 900 kids this year.
All kinds of different clothes. I mean, we got everything. We're talking socks and all the way feet to the top?
Yep. We the jeans, and we go through local vendors. It all happens right here. Children's Place is a place that we go. to get our tops, and it's a variety of different tops. So the kids and the families, as they come through, they're actually shopping. They're picking out a style that they like, and so they're all not just cookie cutter the same thing. Same thing with jeans. You'll get some dark blue jeans and some light washed and different kinds, and so they've got an opportunity to come through. And then Stan's Mary Mart is where we get our shoes.
Well, kudos to Stan's on that.
It's been a great partnership, and we love the opportunity to work with local vendors and make this happen. It's a win-win for
So
our
say a
community.
family of mom, dad, and 3 kids show up, and they all fall between that K to 8 parameter. Does each kid get like a set of clothes or 2? How does that work?
Each of the kids will get a set of clothes, including a pair of jeans, 2 shirts, socks, and a pair of shoes.
Just like that, and it's all, and that's the cool part. It's all new.
It's all new.
Because no kid wants to go to school with unless it's their own old clothes that they like so much.
Yeah,
But-
or like in our house, your brothers.
Yeah, hand-me-downs. Yeah, how come your shirt says Mike on it? Well, that's my brother. It was his shirt. So you mentioned Stan's and I'm sorry, the jeans place.
The Children's Place.
And who else is pitching in to getting you these clothes?
We've got a number of folks that will go and they shop. So they'll shop sales, throughout the course of the year. If we've got a sale, a 2-for-1 sale or something like that, then we'll go take advantage. And that's different places, around the community. Wherever they find that sale, they'll go and make that happen.
So you've been building up inventory for probably quite some time.
We do, and we always have some carryover because we prepare for 1,000 the kids with them. We carry over that inventory, but the inventory is good stuff and is relevant, new, fresh, stuff. Because what we used last year will go this year, and rotate that in any carryovers.
I was there last year. I hung around for a couple hours, took some video, did a little story with it. A lot of volunteers, a lot of people who I knew. So I didn't get a lot done. I was too busy chatting. But a lot of people make this happen, volunteers.
There will be up to 100 volunteers this week. We really start today. So today we'll be going up to the warehouse, loading stuff up, and a whole crew of volunteers will come this evening to start sorting and putting clothes on the clothes rack. So all the clothes are on clothes racks and they're lined up in the different areas. So when folks come on Saturday, it's all prepared, and that takes a wild group of volunteers to come make that happen.
I don't know if I can use the word wild.
Oh,
Most
no,
of these people are
wild.
Are they? Crazy group? Yeah.
To just be able to come in and do this, and we have a great time together.
Again, this is Saturday. It starts at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
At Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church. At the church.
Once again.
The one I'm talking about, yeah.
It's easy for you to say.
The one who I can't pronounce particularly well. But you don't have to be there at 8. And this is really the most critical part, because I remember in years past, as you learn, as you do these events, you get better and better at it, you understand logistics. There would be lines. I remember there were huge lines a few years ago, because people were afraid if they're not in line by 8 o'clock, they're not going to get any clothes. And you learn your lesson there. Everything is staggered.
Yep, everything's staggered, and you get used to that. So it's a great, not a cattle call sort of a feel to the event.
But it is going to take a little bit of time. I mean, if you do have, like I said, 3 kids or whatever, or you bring a niece and a nephew with you, don't forget the ID. That's important.
Yep.
You're going to be there a little while anyway, but there's things for kids to do, right?
But there's fun things for kids to do. We're going to have giveways this year.
Oh, like
we're going to
what?
have some drawings. We're going to have a soccer ball.
Okay.
And so we'll have some drawings for some families
Want me to
to
autograph
be
that
able to
soccer
give
ball?
out. Yeah.
You'll make it worth a lot of money.
Did you learn how to write Messi on?
Yeah, that's how I'd sign it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So it'd be, sorry, Tom, I made a Messi, was what I'd probably say on the soccer ball. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh.
So do we get everything covered about the who and the when? Is there anything
I
I'm
think-
forgetting about this before we move on to our
Probably,
next?
but
Yeah,
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 8 o'clock at Saddle Rock Presbyterian. Why can't I say
I don't know.
Presbyterian? No, now I said it.
Why don't you let me say it?
Go ahead.
Saddle Rock Evangelical Presbyterian Church up on Miller Street. Oh, you know what? I should add, the construction there is right at the corner of Red Apple Road, and it likely will prevent folks from coming down Miller straight from like the high school there. And so we have to follow the detours around to get on Crawford. Actually, the best place to access it will be to go around to Crawford and up.
That makes sense. And parking's usually a little tight?
Parking's a little tight, but you know, with the flow that we have right now, it's usually not a problem. Some folks will park up on, up on Miller, and then actually we have folks that park down Crawford too and walk up.
So carpool.
Yep.
That's the way. So that's this Saturday. I'm not going to tell you the church again because I'll just make a big mess of it. And you know by now. What else is on the horizon? What's next on your, once you get through this? What's on your calendar?
Well, we're really, this shirt, it just simply says hope. And what I have come to just really realize, this Serve Wenatchee Valley, way back when it started, had the phone number One Hope. That's what, it's 509 One Hope. And so hope has been at the center of Serve Wenatchee for a long time. And what this simply is I think it's that symbol of what we are carrying in our community and inviting people into, to be purveyors of hope, to help raise the level of the Wenatchee community to be one that is actually defined by hope, not one that is defined by lack or by poverty or by dissension, but that we can be actually a community as we all work together to make this happen. We can be one that's defined by hope. And so my hope is that we continue to build the partnerships, in our community, and that we continue to have a large group of folks come together to make this work. One of our initiatives right now is that we've got Clothes for the Classroom, and we ask for $25 per child to be able to clothe a child, but we know that the need of many of the families we're going to serve is not going to end on Saturday. There's going to be something, in September that is a overwhelming circumstance to get through. And so we're simply asking folks, would you consider, to support these families by, giving $25 a month instead of just a one-time $25? Would it be a perpetual opportunity to support one family at $25 a month? And if we all do that, if this community would do that, then it will expand that opportunity to help keep families safely home. Because that's who Serve Wenatchee is we are a homeless prevention organization that seeks to keep families in their homes.
I had the great ladies from the Women's Service League of North Central Washington, formerly known as the Junior Service League. They were on last week, and we talked about the big diaper drive that they do every year, and you're one of the beneficiaries of that. And I happened to be again this weekend. I was just stunned about I don't buy diapers, but I was stunned about how much diapers cost.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's overwhelming. And see, those are the kind of things, if we can come along families like that and take some of that off their plate by providing some diapers, providing some food, providing a little bit of help right now, it frees that up to be able to pay the rent, to be able to keep the lights on, and be able to keep them safely home. And so we treasure that relationship with again, Junior Service League and coming alongside of them.
We got just a couple of minutes left. Steve handed me this during the commercial break. For the folks who are being affected by the Cougar Creek fire, they're having a community meeting tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at the Chelan Performing Arts Center, which is adjacent to the high school. Again, for you, it's a community meeting for those people affected by the Cougar Creek fire, which kind of got a little cattywampus over the weekend. It is tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at the Chelan Performing Arts Center. In the minute we have left, what is the footprint of Serve Wenatchee Valley? Do you help the folks up in Chelan and Leavenworth and stuff? Or, I mean, it's Serve Wenatchee Valley, but it's...
Our typical footprint is actually the school districts of Wenatchee and Eastmont. And so if you think about that footprint, that is the lion's share of our footprint. But again, I just mentioned that Clothes for the Classroom is going to direct some of the clothes that we have to ENIAC. And so we also serve some of those areas that are out of our predominant service area to be able to provide some need or provide some resources.
And as long as the kids that are coming are K through 8 and the folks have their IDs and they're with them, they're not going to get turned away on Saturday.
That's correct.
It's as simple as that. Thom, it's always good to see you.
Great to see you.
When do I see you again?
Next week.
No.
Or next month?
No. I got to make sure your check clears the bank first, Thom.
You told me I'm a regular. I don't know what regular means, but sometime soon.
It means you don't get paid. Everybody have a great Monday. We'll see you Tuesday. Till then, take care and bye-bye.